Hi everyone. I have been lucky enough to have been gifted this beautiful book. This is Lost Ocean by Johanna Basford. Now you may know I have already completed a version of this book, but lovely Frances has sent me a brand new copy, which is brilliant because I wanted to do a few tutorials for you from it and repeat some of the pictures myself that I've done before that I would like to have another go at. So it's really nice to have a second copy of the book now I finished my last one. I thought I would do a little flip through for you just because some of you might not have the book and you might be interested in what is in it, and also I thought that you can let me know in the comments if there are any specific pictures you want me to do tutorials for, and I will see if I can do them for you. So let's go and have a little look in the book. So as with Johanna Basford, we have a dust wrapper with the blue book inside. Now this is the UK version, so I think it's slightly different. I don't know if the US version has the dust wrapper. It obviously doesn't make a big difference. I do love this blue shade on here. And here we have our title page with the lovely fish swimming all around the edge. And we have our copyright page and the nameplate. I have an idea for this. I was going to have a go at this in a tutorial, just because I always start with the nameplate normally, so I thought I would start and show you because I had this idea. Whether it'll work or not, we don't know, but now I'm telling you about it, I'm going to have to do it, aren't I? So that'll be interesting. Okay. Now this page in my original book, my son did, and it never got finished. He did a little bit of it and then he lost interest in it, so I shall be able to have a go at that one myself. And this page is fun as well. It's very similar with this pretty intricate border. Now we're in the Lost Ocean book, we do get a lot of very fine detail, and I know some people struggle with that, but I have some tricks for fine detailed pictures which I can also share with you. This one isn't quite so fine. This one we've got the lovely octopus, and this one again looks more to me like a stained glass window. It's quite a fun one. Now we have a double page spread. Now in this book the pictures do go right into the spine a little bit, not too bad, but something we have to deal with in Johanna's more recent books. I seem to be zoomed out, I've had too much. Hang on. There we go. In Johanna's more recent books she doesn't go right into the spine, but in these reprints it's still like it, but that's okay. And now we have this lovely jellyfish picture. I saw one of these completed just the other day. It was very pretty, and the lovely fish. Now we have a sort of ribbony one. Again, this is fairly intricate, so it's a challenge, especially if your eyesight like mine isn't brilliant. So we have our lobster sort of wallpaper and our crabs. They're quite fun, and some of these are detailed and some aren't, so you can draw in your own details or just leave them plain. It's up to you. And we have lots of different fish. I might do a few of these fish for you, maybe, just to give you some ideas on how to do different fish in different ways. It's an idea, isn't it? Now this one is very intricate. I think I can remember I just used gel pen or something on this one on my first book. You know, we'll see what happens when I come to it. And this is a very popular one I see done a lot. It's very pretty. And this ship, I like this ship. When I did this one the first time and I scanned it somehow, I'm not sure how, with the bend in the page, and I put it onto a card which I gave to my dad, so that was fun. So that was good. And we have this, I like this skull. Some people aren't keen on skulls, I know, but I think they're always quite friendly. There's plenty of flowers there. Can make them look more sugar scully than scary. And this shipwreck, I did this and I did a really horrible background and it was vile. So I'm looking forward to redoing this to make it look a lot nicer than when I did it last time. We do have the eel. I'm not keen on snakes, so the eel was a bit snaky, so it scares me a bit, but I'll cope. We have the lovely jellyfish. I think I've done one of these because there was one in the planner, but there are others here to do. Now this is the page which a lot of people find a little daunting and scary, but it is a very interesting one. So that's fun, I think. I find it depends what sort of mood you're in. I wouldn't be in the mood to do that now, but some days it might just be I want to do lots of little bits and bobs. Now this one I like. This is my son's favourite page because he likes fish. I don't know why, he's just got a bit of a thing for fish and he really liked this, and when I did it he said it was really pretty, but I wasn't convinced. He's very polite by his tone, so I'd like to have another go at that and see if I can impress him more. Of course there's lots of fish. That particular one for some reason appealed. Now this one is a little bit bigger, there's a lot less fine detail, so that's quite fun to do. Now I did this one with all the fish in the same colour, looking a bit gem-like, which was fun, but I think if I redid it I'd want to do it in a very different way, so that'll be nice to have a go at. And here we have another ribbon design, which is quite fine detailed again, so that'll be an interesting one to tackle and think about how to do. Now this page is nice. I had fun with this one. I did both pages separately, I didn't do it as a double, and I did one in grayscale with a graphite pencil and one in lots of colours. So that was fun. I'll probably do it as a double this time, but it'd be an interesting one to do again. And this one we have all sorts of bits and bobs on, so it's quite fun if you just want to dig into a little item. It doesn't take long to just do one or two. And I'm much better, sounding big-headed, but at colouring treasure and golds and silvers than I was when I did this book the first time. I think I would have just coloured it in yellow, but now I know how to do gold and a little bit better. I also have a gold pen, so I can just do that if I want to. So getting more shine on the pages was fun. Now here we have a circular design. I remember doing this to, I think I made it look like a porthole, I can't remember, but I had a lot of fun with that page, so I had to do something a bit different. Now we have the octopus with the treasure chest. This one's quite fun to do as well with the wood, and you have to do a background, I think, really with this one, so that can be a little daunting. I can't remember what I did before, but a bit of blue pastel might just be quite quick and easy. I do like the shells. There's lots of different ways you can do this page. Do them all the same, a limited colour palette. You could go, I've seen it recently done in watermelon colours, i.e. pinks and green. You know, there's all sorts of options you can do. Now this one's rather nice because you can just do this, or you can expand up and do some background and on it as well. It's completely up to you, so it's quite a fun page there. Now these two are nice. I did these matching. I think I did it so that one was, they were sort of reverse colours, so there was a foreground colour and a background colour, and then I switched them, but I might do them more matching. And of course there's lots of detail, but you don't have to, you can just pretend it's not there and just colour it as if it's a starfish, and then the detail will just show through, so you don't have to worry about that detail. But this one, this is our mad wallpaper loads of detail page, which I realise can be quite daunting, but I'm going to have a think about that. I'm sure we can have a lot of fun with this page. Now we have just lots of fish. This one's not so daunting, because although there's lots of detail, you can just ignore it and just colour the fish. And here we have the scary eel page, which I'm a bit frightened of. I managed to do it last time, so I'll have to do it again. Okay, I just don't do it before bed because I start having nightmares about snakes in the bed. Anyway, sorry. Right, underwater scene. I've done a bit of this side for a calendar page just quite recently, so I might not do that one for a while, but there's this side which is nice, so I just have a think. And I do like doing buildings, which is why I like Worlds of Wonder so much. And we've got another lovely building. That one I've done a few times. I think Johanna ran it as a competition when this book came out, to colouring competition, so I did it a few times for that as well, and it was a free download. So if you haven't got this book, this is one you can get off Johanna's website as a free download, so that's worth knowing because it's a really nice one. There's a lot you can do with it. And then we have a nice wreath. I see a lot of people drawing mermaids and things in the middle. I don't tend to draw, but so you could trace something and put it in the middle if you can't draw. Whatever you want. I say can't draw, everyone can draw. If you can't draw to a level that makes you happy, I think is the right thing to say. Now here is another detailed picture, so that's one I'll have to think about. Very fine things there. I mean, you can just use a very sharp pencil, or you can use a fine liner pen. So it's or a gel pen. We'll have a think about that. This one I see done a lot. It's quite nice because it's quite small. It doesn't take too much time, so it's quite a fun one to do. We have another ribbon design here. Now I always wonder, what do you do with these? What are these and what do you do with them? So that's an interesting question you have to tackle when you're doing this page. We have another ribbon one going down this way. And it's quite similar. We have more fish and a crab, but we still have all these things here, which I think are probably coral, but I don't know. Now I love this fish page design, this sort of wallpapery one, it's really pretty. And this again, we have a sort of matching pair, so you can do them the same. I think I did them the same. We can do, you don't have to do it as a double, do them differently. And this one's rather nice. There's usually a heart in Johanna's books, and this is the one in this book. I did that one. I can't remember how I did it, but it'd be nice to do that one again. And the whale, again, this one was a colouring competition. It's in some fantastic versions of this. But so if you haven't got the book again, you can download this one and have a go at it. Now I like this page. It is complex. There's a lot going on, but actually, if you look carefully, there is a repeating pattern. You've got your mermaid, and she repeats through, and then you've got your sort of floral bit. So once you pick out a few bits, it actually isn't, if you decide to do all of the mermaids the same, it doesn't take so long to complete it as you might think. And we have this underwater scene, well, with our boat, with our galleon and our water. I do like this one. I've seen it done in beautiful bright colours, so we'll see about this. Now this one's so detailed. Can't remember. Oh, I know what I did for this. I tried something and it was a disaster, and I ended up going over it mainly in a black pen. Whoops. So I need to try harder, I think, with this page when I have a go at it. And again, this one's very detailed, and people find this a little daunting. So I'm sure we can. I think at that I've done that one as on a planner, I think. So it's okay. You know, once you get your head down and get into it, it's a good one. And then you've got a beautifully simple one on the other page, so that's a nice relaxing page. And a lovely stream of fish. I do love these. And of course, you can fill this space with more fish. You can draw some in. If you've got How to Draw Inky Wonderlands, you know how to draw fish, so you can do that. And I love this pair. You know, they're having a staring contest. Never sure. So you can do them matching or just completely different. You know, it's a bit of fun. Now again, Johanna likes these where you have a piece missing which is over here, so you can draw something in here or leave it empty or just do a bit of colour, a bit of pastel or some pencil background or something. So that's a fun page. I think I did the matching, can't remember though, you don't have to. And we've got our last one with our lovely pair of mermaids, very pretty ladies, and all this beautiful flowers and things and whatever this coral is here. So there we go. We haven't quite finished though. We've got, this is the answers to where all the missing bits and bobs are that you have to find. But in the back we have a super big, long, hang on, I've just moved a few things on my desk so I can hold the book across. So we have a super long page that's actually 4 sheets of papers. It's difficult to show you. But we have quite a lot of secreters there, and I'll show you the other half. And a building and bits there. And then on the back, oops, sorry, back into shot, we have a long page with more details, but because it's on a big piece, it isn't quite so small. Now you can tear this out. There is it is what's the word? You'll know. I don't know. It's got little dots, so you can tear it out if you want to, or leave it in the book. I'm going to leave it in for now, but I do find that when you're colouring that last page, because it doesn't come quite to the edge, it can make colouring a bit tricky, as can the dust wrapper, because when you're colouring, you've got this ridge, so sometimes I take that off or open it out. But we're nearly done. Here's the very pretty cover. And inside the dust wrapper, we have these fish as well, and you could colour those. I probably might do them if I was going to do them, I'm not sure if I am, I would do them in pen, I think, because they're a little bit tricky to do. But there we go. There's the Lost Ocean book. Quick look through. So as I say, do pop in the comments and tell me if there's any particular page that you want some help with. I'm unlikely to do a whole page because you know me, I just do little bits and pieces to get you started and then show you how I finished it. But if you want some help, let me know and I will see what I can do. So thank you very much for watching and happy colouring. Hi everyone, I have another flip through for you today, another request to have a look through my completed Lost Ocean book with some commentary. So this was completed a long time ago. You can see there's some, you can see how dog-eared the cover is, but I have got a new version, so I think, I can't say completely reliably, I'm just going to come out a little bit so we're in shot. I think that the videos I've made for Lost Ocean aren't from this version, but we will find out as we go. So we start with our title page, which is rather fun, and we have our fish, and they're all really random mixed up colours, which is really interesting. Not something that I would do now. So, but I think they look bright and cheery. I didn't colour this one, which is interesting. I remember finding it quite difficult to colour on here. What I do nowadays is I put another Johanna Basford book here and lean on that, and that helps. But anyway, here's my book belongs to page, which is looks rather nice. Now this page I didn't colour. My son coloured this page, most of it. I'm just looking to see if there's any that I... No, he did the whole of that. So my son coloured that. So that's fun. It's really cute. It's lovely. But the outside, I didn't do the outside because he did that bit. It's his page. Whereas I did do this page, I think. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, sorry. I sneezed and it's gone now. So this is a fun page. It's interesting how I've done so much yellow. And I've used pen. This is done with fine liners. That's why the brown is so dark. Although I think that's done in pencil. How interesting. These bits, some of it looks like it's pencil and some pen. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, suddenly going really dark. Anyway, this is a rather bright, you know, a background on this one, and it's quite nice and even, which is nice, and everything's very bright, so it works really well. Sometimes with although the blue doesn't show up very well, so I think this was in days where I didn't do my background first or plan my background first, so I didn't think about how these blues would probably be better off if they'd been a little bit darker, or maybe not blue at all, but that's fine. This one was one that I was really pleased with. So not only did I draw in this circular background, I did it by hand. I don't like the idea of using a pair of compasses because you have to make a hole. So I drew it by hand, but we've got this sort of guide, and I didn't think it mattered if it was a bit gnarly because it's wood. And so draw this sort of double circle and then sort of like wood for the outside, so that was fun. And I wanted it to look like a porthole. So I thought almost, yeah, so I did that as if it was light showing through. But a porthole looks underwater, doesn't it? But anyway, it doesn't matter. I did that. So I was really pleased with that. And actually looking at that, I'm still really pleased with it. So that's rather good. Now, some of these really complex pictures, I didn't know how to colour at all. So this one, I've just used a purple fine liner and drawn over the top of the Johanna's drawing. That's all I've done there, so that's quite interesting. And this one, all I've done is I've used a black pen in the sort of lines and used a darkish grey in the background and then a very light grey for some of the details. interesting. It's not how I would do it now at all. Now this one, I remember finding it quite tricky. Big old background, and I'm not sure that I picked my colours very well because these don't really stand out against that background. I think the background almost pulls forward. Now what I do try to do with my backgrounds is make them look like they're in the background rather than being a feature of the picture. It's not always easy to do that, but I've got some really nice colour combos here going sort of red to yellow to green, things like that, so that's rather fun. And I think I've used quite a limited colour palette, which is nice. Now this little guy, I remember being really daunted, and I can see that from the way I've coloured. Not only is the background quite messy, he's not really an inspiring looking colour, is he? He's done with the sort of lemon green, lemon yellow, and this outside, not really. But this one, I remember it was for a colouring event in, I think, yeah, an Inky Obsession colouring group that I'm still in actually on Facebook. And you had to do something really colourful like rainbow, so I did this sort of rainbow fish and even put that colour into the background with some pastels, so that was rather fun. Again, ooh, I know what happened there. I think I dripped a bit of coffee. I know it doesn't look like, I don't drink blue coffee, and the blue colour from underneath has come through the page. But basically this is like that other one that was purple, but I've just used a black pen and gone over it all in black. I just found it too daunting because it was so small, so that was how I decided to approach it. I think this blue might have come through because this is pen. This is a blue pen, I think. Oh, I don't know. I think that's blue pen with pencil on top. Now I've done this lobster design on a planner page as a video, but this one looks so different. I like these bright bits compared to the sort of different colour of the lobster. That's quite fun. Now crabs, I have done them in a few different colours here, but the background is basically yellow pen, I think, and then I've gone around each crab in a slightly darker yellow pencil, and there are dots, a few dots of orange and brown. It might be difficult for you to see, and gold. There are some gold dots there as well to look a bit like sand. Now I've done a similar version of this in a planner, I want to say, or it might be in my new version of the book. Can't remember, which you may have seen, I'm not sure. Yeah, now this page for me is quite daunting. There's so many fish. What do you do with them? So I decided that the easiest way was just to do each fish in one colour. Actually, it's really quick if you do it like that. So that's what I decided to do. I'm trying to see whether I did the same fish the same colour, but I didn't, because that fish there is the same as that one and they're in different colours, so I just grabbed colours and went for it. And obviously I've done quite well in making it quite random, which is not always that easy. And here's another one gone over with fine liner, so that's really interesting, and that is so fine, so small, so it's a really interesting way to do it. Now these two I think are a favourite of a lot of people, and I have done them in, there's a planner page I think from last year that I've done them, but this version, not 100% keen on it, to be honest. A little bit boring I think, but you know, that's my opinion. Now we have our ship. I remember this one, I did it for my dad for a birthday card, so I coloured it in and then I scanned it and shrunk it and printed it out as a card, because obviously it's way too big for a birthday card and I didn't want to tear the page out of my book. The sky was quite adventurous for me. You can see I've put different colours in it and made it sort of diagonal. That's really interesting because I always now do my skies this way, but doing it that way is quite interesting. I think I did a base of blue and then put some other colours on top. So that was that one. And this one I just split 4 ways and did different primary colours in each quadrant. So that was just a bit different really. And I've done the teeth in gold, this bit in silver and this bit in the sort of copper or bronze, whatever it is, in the in the polys. Now this one, I remember it was a disaster. The sea is a really murky colour, and I put layer after layer after layer of colour, and it just looked worse and worse and worse. I think maybe it should have been blue, but anyway. I've done this bit, I think, on a in a planner page. There's a shipwreck. It's called Shipwreck, and it looks a lot better than that, I have to say. I was also quite frightened by the eel because I don't like snakes, so it looks like a snake. But I tried to make him look really jolly and friendly, but I don't know if I succeeded. So the jellyfish are quite plain and simple, just a different colour for each one, which was rather fun and didn't take too long to do. So that's those. I think I may have done one of those on a planner page, since I also traced one of them and put it onto some black paper and tried colouring it in white. It was really hard. I didn't think about the fact that when you're colouring on dark paper, you have to almost completely reverse your brain in how you use your colours. It's hard. Anyway, this one, yes, very tricky, and I did a background on it as well, and each repeating one is the same colour. I don't know how I'll tackle that when I do it again. It's such a tricky one. Now this one was a favourite of my son, so I felt really a lot of pressure to do it really well. Not sure I like the colour of the water. It doesn't really fit with the rest. But in fact, I don't know if I'd do that as water, because it's not really like they're swimming in a pond. It's sort of just a random shape, so I don't know. I do it quite differently this time. And this one I've done from the planner or from this book, my new version of this book as well. It's quite a nice one. Now here I tried to make my fish look like jewels. I had a lot of fun with this. I used a jewel gemstone tutorial, and that's quite fun. And these are really bright. I like that one. That's good. Now see this one. We've got unmatching. It doesn't sit easy with me. This has got blue pen with then pencil in. This one's got silver pencil and a background. They're so different, but neither of them look particularly nice. Oops, let's turn over. Now this was my very first pastel background. I can feel the fixative on the pages so much. Now the sharks themselves are coloured in different hardnesses of graphite pencil. Okay, and that was a lot of fun. This shark is supposed to be white, but he just never stayed white. The pencil smudge, the pastel smudge, he just ended up a bit messy, but he still looks quite pale and nice. So I had a lot of fun with those. But I didn't do it as a double, as you can see. So that's just a pastel. It's a bit messy, the pastel, but you can get away with it because it's seawater. This one, however, is obviously done with pencil, and I told you I can't draw, and you're like, well, there's drawing. Well, these are traced. So I traced this off a different page, and this, and the fish. This bit, yes, I drew that wibbly line, a bit of sun, and did these with the ruler. It isn't brilliant, but I really like it because it's just like my first attempt at doing a little bit of a background, you know. Now these sharks, I've just done as a series. They look really different, no background. They're on my channel, so that's interesting. But if you fancy doing something a bit different, if you didn't follow my my series, then there's a few ideas for you. Now I've done these items. They're on a planner page. What's interesting about this is the flag here is coloured in black pen. That's why it really jumps off the page, but nothing else is pen. I wouldn't recommend doing that because they just are so much darker than all the rest. The anchor is coloured in really nicely, I think, but you could hardly see it because this is so dark. And also the goblets are looking rather good. I remember colouring those shells using a tutorial as well, from Helen Elliston. She's got one for how to do these sort of what's the word, like mother of pearl and they look nice. They're not, don't really look like mother of pearl, but and these, they look good. So that's quite a nice page. This one again, I was thinking porthole. I did this as if it looked like a wooden frame. That was the idea, and this like a stained glass window type idea. So that's how I did that one. Now I have a series for doing Mr. Octopus from the other book. I did in pink. I think it looked quite different to this one, and the treasure is a little bit more sophisticated, the wood is as well, but he looks quite fun. And you see how I cheated by reducing the size of the background, which I may have done that on my other one as well, I can't remember. Now this one I've tried a bit harder with my sand. I've got more coloured dots in pen, and just all the shells are just a sort of random set of colours really. Now I have a this one in my new book I have a video for. It's a bit better than this version, but it's a rather nice spread, I think, and it's quite fun because it's not too daunting, because you don't have to fill in that space. You can just do that bit and it pops off the page with the white background. Oh yeah, I remember these two. I had a lot of fun, so I decided to do them like opposites. So we've obviously got the yellows for our starfish, and then the background here in reverse, and it was fun. And the backgrounds don't look too bad, you know, it's good fun. Oh, we've got another one with pen. This is an interesting idea. I have done these in my new book, looking really different to how they look on this page. Really bright with dark backgrounds and things like that. So yeah, this is so different, and it's good fun to see something a bit different. So we just have some very brightly coloured fish, again trying to make them look a bit like gemstones. Not sure how well that came off, but they still look lovely, fun and brightly coloured. Now these were quite scary because they look like snakes. I had to try not to look at their faces too much. What I did is, if you can, don't know how well it shows up, oh it does look, is there's metallic pen on the edges of each one to make them look a bit more shiny. That was fun, and they're done in pen. Now I had fun doing different mixtures of colours. I started with this tower here and used the sort of reds to yellows, which was fun, and then blues and things and pinks. This one is a sort of watermelon type idea. This one didn't really work, the orange to blue. We've got a green to pink. We've got purple to green, that one worked better. Yellow and green and red and blue. So I was trying different combinations of colours. The background is a little bit iffy, but it's okay. Now this page Johanna released as a download, so if you like it and you haven't got Lost Ocean, you can actually download it from her website. And it was a competition, and I think it might have been to win a copy of the book or something. I entered it, I've coloured it out 4 times and entered multiple times, colouring it in really different ways. This version isn't really that good actually compared to some of the others that I entered, but I called it House of the Sea Bunny. I've got no idea why. But anyway, because I've saved the file with the picture and that's what I called it. No idea. Anyway, we've got this one that's quite a simple looking symmetrical wreath design, but I kept quite a limited colour palette on that one. Now this one was interesting, again too detailed for me, split it into 4, didn't have yellow doesn't really show up, so I used a slightly orangey colour, and then this one looks like a biro, it isn't, it's a fine liner, and did those different. You could do it in a biro though, it'd be different, wouldn't it? Now this page, this one I really like. I find it a good design to practice a background on because it isn't too big and too daunting. It's a little bit, but not too much. So I had fun with that one. It looks like Ergosoft, I reckon. Yeah, now here I always struggle to know what to do with the coral. So I did it in sort of pinky coral colours. These ones I put a bit of shine on to try and make them look like shiny gemstone-y type things going on. So here again we have another pen version. I'm going to be really interested doing these again because I won't do them with pen. This page I really like, Johanna's drawing, and doing it in just blues I think is really pretty. My colouring isn't excellent, but I just think it gives a lovely calming impact, so that was fun. This one not so fond of. Not sure why I thought doing black, and I don't know what was going on in my head. I think these would look better in metallics, but maybe I couldn't do metallics then. I don't know. And we've got a little lamp there which I haven't coloured. I guess I forgot. Now this one I have just done. This is really interesting. Orange and yellow and purple dolphin. The colours go really, really nicely together. I really like it. Really interesting. Such different sorts of colours. I don't do that anymore. Look at these rainbow leaves. But I've done a much more tame version, should we say, of this, with all green leaves and things, for a sort of Valentine's themed picture. So you may have seen that already on my channel. Now this whale was another one that Johanna released as a download. I saw some amazing versions of this. This has got a lot of dirt on it from pencil from over there. But this one I thought was quite fun because I just did it black and then did bright colours. It's just a bit different. I've done lots of versions of it. Now I had great fun with the mermaid's tail. I have got a video of her, how to colour her, but I know that YouTube demonetized it, and I think it's because she looks like she's got a lot of bare skin, which isn't really allowed on YouTube, but obviously she's a cartoon and she's okay. So I had to say to them, can you remonetize my video because it doesn't break your rules, and they did eventually look at it and go, no, fair enough. But I remember having a lot of fun trying to make the tail a mixture of different colours. That's good. Now this one, yeah, it's just lots of colours. It's a really nice one. I've seen, I think Colour Bright Bex has done a beautiful version of this. I'm pretty sure it's her. But I think I may have done that one again. Maybe, I don't know if it's in a planner or in, I don't know. So this one, I remember I did it and it was a disaster. So I had to rescue it. What I did was, I've got a pencil, I haven't got it in here to show you, but basically the lead is a really thick pencil and the lead is split in 4 and it's yellow, blue, green and yellow. So if you look at this you can see that that's what it's like, and I coloured the whole of this just in that pencil and it looked absolutely awful. So I put this black in and then this metallic pen in here, and it just made it look very much better. It's still not excellent, but it looks a lot better than it did. Believe me. This is quite a daunting page. I'm really surprised I didn't do my pen trick on this one, but I persevered and used pencils. So that one, I've seen that with a black background. No, I've done it with a black background in the planner. So I've got a little bit of it filmed with the black background. Looks, I think it stands out better when you use lots of bright colours. This is a nice easy page. I think I've got a bit of this on video because I had a bit of it on a calendar page, on the daily planner page. There's a lot of dirt on this page from this side it's come across, but that's okay. Now here we have a bit of a rainbow going on, so we're going yellow to orange to red, pink, purple, blue, green, back to brown, grey, yellow. So we're just working through, I think that's Ergosov's. That's quite an interesting idea. Now our 2 fish. So this is yellow and pink. Really interesting. It's just not, I think I tried to put the yellow in as if it's a shine. Not quite working, but I think it's interesting. And we've got yellow and blue on this one. Ah yes, our neons. So this is done in pencil. These are actually normal Ergosov pencils. They're not neon pencils, but I picked out the colours that are neon. So it's number 50 green, one of the yellows, the brightest yellow, an orange, and things like that, and they just look neon. This page is done in pen. I picked out the same colours in the pens because I've got the fine liners, and I picked out the same ones in the fine liners to do, so that was interesting. Oh, our last picture. Oh, this one's nice. So we've got a lot of white pen work on the tail and the hair slides, basically on the whole mermaids, which is fun, and on the flowers. The colour scheme is really pretty, I think. It's rather fun. Now this was in the days before a colour palette test page, so I've been testing some, that's trying to blend a pencil which just didn't want to work. So this is the sort of answers to finding the lost items as well. And here we have the pull-out page. Oh, it's loose. Let's have a look. So I'm going to have to sort of slide it across for you. So this is the one side, so no background because it's so big and daunting. So it has some really lovely bright red florals there. All the fish are blue, interestingly. There's a lot of green going on. All the corals pink. There's that side. And then on the back, it's a much more detailed. Oh, we've got gold. So we've got gold, silver and black. Oh, that's interesting. That's quite pretty, isn't it? So there we go. So there is the Lost Ocean book for you. So as I say, I have done this flip through before, but now hopefully me telling you a little bit about it made it a little bit fun. So thank you for watching. I hope that was okay for you. Have a lovely day and happy colouring.